far-right influencer just betrayed Israel. Really? Okay,
And
let's see.
gentlemen, day by day, Israel is losing more and more supporters. And not just any supporters, key supporters.
Key supporters?
Christians are seeing what's written in the Talmud about the fate of Jesus, who is being cooked, it says in there, in his own feces, and the stuff they say about the mother of Jesus, Mary. I wouldn't like to repeat that sort of stuff. The Talmud is the oral law that's given to Moses. Some even prioritize it over the Torah. Nevertheless,
Oh man.
it is still taken as authoritative. Not only that, finding out that the only church that was left in Gaza has been blown to smithereens. Not only that, when we see what's mentioned in Haaretz, in Israeli newspapers, we curse Christianity 3 times a day.
Oh man. Man, it's crazy news, huh? They curse 3 times a day on Christians. Wow, I don't know how Christian brainwashed by themselves. I mean, by Zionists. I don't know, bro. They do that. They don't care about Christians.
And the head of Lehava saying burning of Christian churches in Israel is justified. Is it any
Oh man, unholy. Oh, even Islam doesn't promote that.
wonder that people are waking up? And one such person that has woken up is somebody called Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah. What a name, bro. Yeah, people have.
Sorry if I butchered your name. But this guy used to be a shill for Israel.
Shill for Israel? Whoa. I mean, which shell? Just talking shell?
That's right. He was
Shell.
right wing, peddled the same stuff. However, I just came across a clip of his interview with Candace Owens, and I wanted to react to it with you guys to show the complete U-turn in his position. So
I think for what? I don't know, but let's see first.
you can hear it for yourself. People from back in the days will be familiar with this guy. I don't know what happened to him, whether he fell off or he got banned, but let's see.
Randy Fine is an artifact of years gone by when you could speak about because they're Muslims. And some of you may not like this, I'm sorry, but because pretty much every American president has proven their toughness credentials by murdering a few of them.
Yeah, I'm guessing the reason why he gave that disclaimer is because a lot of his audience like to bash Muslims. Yeah,
That's the truth. They hate Muslims, and they talk about against Muslims every single time. Talk about Islam. In this earth, you'll go any non-Muslim country, they will say Muslims are terrorists. It's there. I mean, Muslims are terrorists. If you go to India, they will always say that even they are doing it like terrorists. I mean, Indian Hindus are doing like that. They're extremists and they're, murdering Muslims and oppressing Muslim women, and they're doing lots of thing to our brothers and sisters, and in other countries also. Like, people always hate Islam. I mean, I don't know. They hate Islam, bro, and Muslim, because they know. I mean, after 2000, after that it started from 2000, and their propaganda machine is always speak against us Muslims. That's their problem, really is. If Muslims become powerful, then they won't get anything, in this earth. I mean, they cannot do any corruption if true Muslims are getting the power.
you know what I mean? Now, I don't know what the reason for his U-turn is. It will be interesting to know. A lot of people, even in the comments, are shocked. Is that Milo? Milo, used to be a grifter. Is that really him? I can't believe he's saying it. If he's saying it, then, it's a big thing. Milo, you've woken up. So a lot of people do remember what this guy used to say and how badly he would shill for Israel. So the point that he's making right now is he's talking about Randy Fine. So Randy Fine is an American politician and former gambling industry executive serving as the US
Gambler. One word. Gambler. He's a gambler, bro. Man, he's... Oh, shit, man.
representative for Florida.
They have gamble industry, they have porn industry, adult industry, they have Hollywood, they have almost everything, and those companies are destroying people's life.
6th congressional district, and he's the one who said, when I shook hands with Netanyahu, I didn't want to wash my hands. And this guy unapologetically shills for Israel. Unapologetically.
He said that. I think he doesn't wash his hand after after pooping.
Like it's not even a secret. Look over here. He goes, there is a reason the first time I shook Netanyahu's hand, I did not wash it until I could touch the heads of my children. Where
Unholy. Dude, unholy.
if your children were in Palestine, mate, they would have no heads left.
He got cooked.
Adrian, you didn't go
He got killed.
sound like that, huh?
He got cooked.
I mean, a few million. Pretty much every American president comes into office, wants to let people know they're serious, kills a few million Muslims, over and over and over again.
He's right, but I don't think he's really demonstrating how important this point is. I'll just give one example of how badly they gaslight Muslims. Yeah, Obama, somebody who
They do, bro. They do always, bro. Because what should I say? Because they want to control. They can control Muslims, because Muslims are not puppet of those government. If any of Muslims are puppet of their government, then you must assume they're not really Muslims, man. They're doing some kind of political game. That's good, but not always, Not. What I'm saying,
bombed 7 Muslim majority countries. You've got Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan. And you know what happened? Now, bearing this in mind, this is the same individual that in 2009 he was given the Nobel Peace Prize. Shocking, mate. Shocking how bombing Muslims gets awarded. So I'm just building on Milo's point.
bro. They control Nobel Prize, and that's the thing, Who controls everything? Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, obviously. But who controls all of these industries, like Nobel Prize industries? I don't care who gets Nobel Prize. I don't care, because this world thinks if you get Nobel Prize, then you're best. You are the best because you got a Nobel Prize. But also you are the puppet of the corruption, of the secularism. Look at the history. You won't find any of Muslims. Some of Muslims, I think they got it, like in our country, Dr. Yunus, but he's not, he's not that kind of Muslim. So they're the puppet, in my country, they want to promote LGBTQ. They want to promote the prostitute and lots of things. They're the puppet. If anyone got Nobel Prize, I think, who gave them? Who gave Nobel Prize? Nobel Peace Prize? Who gave them? Who? Only who? Who controls it? Obviously, jihadists. They are the only one. I don't know.
Is it any
And Muslim world doesn't have any kind of, I mean, concern about that. We are just discussing, oh, you are kafir, you are kafir. Man, we have to fix our ummah.
wonder that some of them have the opinions about America that they do?
Like, why are they chanting death to America? Because we're killing them. We're responsible for death with our.
Yeah, that's true. You are killing us. You are occupying us. And why? What do you think? What would we do? What would we do? What do you think? You are attacking us, and we want to be silent. Don't silent. Muslim must be silent because their Islam is peace. You have to be silent. You know. Don't bring Islam. Islam's cannot give any political views. Don't bring Islam. Islam only a religion. You cannot compare with. You can't bring it into politics. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Silent. They always say that. And they're attacking us. Then we won't be silent. We will speak out against oppression, against us. We don't like secularism. That doesn't mean we are not human. You're forcing a secularism, and you are saying secularism is good. We give freedom and don't oppress people. Like you are always saying secularism gives women's right. What kind of women's right? You are forcing women to uncover themselves, and we are Islam forcing to cover themselves, and you are forcing don't practice Islam, and we say practice Islam. So there is no freedom. You don't have freedom, but you are saying it. You're promising it, but you don't have any freedom. And obviously Islam doesn't have freedom. I mean, if you practice Islam, that's your freedom. Islam gives freedom only in justice, for justice. I mean, Islam is the freedom, but not follow your desire. That's not a freedom in Islam. Follow your God. Follow your God rules. That is Islam.
Weapons in our
Because
fun.
Yeah, an individual made a really good point, and I just wanted to highlight it. When it comes to America's allies, they look at the intention, not the action. However, when it comes to Muslims, they look at the action and not the intention. Now, the reason why this sounds like a breakthrough is because these guys are looking at the intention. They're treating the Muslim majority countries with the same courtesy that Israel gets treated with, or allies of America, i.e., let's look at the intention. Let's look at why these people are so pissed.
They're pissed. I don't know why they're pissed.
decades, we've been murdering them like it's nothing, and treating them like subhumans, like people who don't have and frankly, I'm sorry, Muslims and Jews, both people of the book, if we have a relationship as Christians with any other faith, we have it as much with Muslims as we do with Jews.
That's a very good point. Because even if you look at the major religions, from the major religions, Islam is the only one that makes it an article of faith for you to believe in Jesus, for you to love and revere Jesus. In fact, it's kufr for us to swear and renounce Jesus. There is a chapter in the Quran that's named after Mary. So still, if a person goes, yeah, I don't know, it's a very alien religion, mate. Jesus was born in Bethlehem.
Yeah, and we believe him, we love him. Then Christians do. We love him so much. And we don't hate Christian, Jews. We hate bad people who are doing bad things. Even a Muslim, whose name is Muslim, they're doing some kind of bad thing, killing innocent people, stealing. Every kind of crime they're doing, there is a punishment for them. We don't love them. We're doing bad thing. We hate bad people. Even many people will say Muslim loves Hitler, but we don't, bro. He did genocide against people, innocent people, man. Look at Netanyahu. He's doing genocide. people not considering it, and people are saying, "Ah, Muslim supports, loves Hitler," but unfortunately we don't. It's an obvious thing, bro. Absolutely, we cannot be. If we do, then we are not Muslim. We are not Muslim. We are not human. And in the Quran, Allah teaches us respect to our religion. Okay, but if they're attacking us, we cannot be silent. Then we have to resist that. That Allah teaches us. And what would you do if someone is attacking you? What would you do? Wouldn't you defend? Wouldn't you defend, bro?
Which is in the West Bank, is Palestine. How can you sever the Muslim connection when we're told in our holy book that the Christians are closer to you?
Some of their morality and some of their prescriptions about daily life have a lot more in common with a traditional Catholic than...
Yes, no gambling, no heavy drinking, looking after your parents, the LGBT thing, our stance is very clear. Even if you look at Jesus at the end of towards the end of Gospel of John, he's saying, "Peace be unto you." This is the greeting that's very similar to what Muslims say. When he's in the Garden of Gethsemane and he puts his head on the floor, that's how Muslims pray. Even if you look at his attire, how he looks, his long hair, that's the Sunnah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would have long hair. The beard, Jesus would adorn the beard. His robes, Muslim wear the thobe. So many similarities.
Any Jewish teaching I've ever...
Yeah, it's so many similarities with Christians. I've seen it. And sometimes when I watch Christians video, I feel like, bro, it's like they're almost, near to Islam. Just a few things they need to change. Whole thing that they need to change, but some kind of, they have, Islam and Christianity is so similar. Islam is the ultimate truth, and Jesus, peace be upon him, he said through him Allah sent the message of Islam, and they made the name Christianity. So I think that's the important part to know, that Christianity is so similar to Islam, and they are very humble. In the Quran, Allah said it. I think it's chapter number 5 and verse number 82. Allah said it. Christians are more humble than other. So yeah, and we don't hate anyone. Just we hate bad people, even they're Muslim.
Ever heard.
Yeah.
And yet we treat these people as though they are animals in foreign countries to be exterminated when it suits us financially or in any other way, to then protect a foreign country, not ours, and its logos and its supporters from reasonable outraged responses by fellow students in this case, with the language, the elevated language of statehood. Thank you.
He's talking about, I'm thinking he's talking about the marches that are taking place or the protests that are taking place on university campuses, because that's a big deal in America.
It's disgusting, but
because Israel doesn't like it.
I can't help but think they got 10 years of this left, and then it's over.
I think it's less than 10 years.
Hopefully.
I actually think that's why they're speeding everything up right now, because they recognize that nobody's falling for this anymore.
Ramping up.
That's a very interesting point and analysis. Both Candace and Milo are saying Israel's only got 10 years left, and it seems like that's probably why they're speeding everything up.
Randy Fine is
throwing everything
an artifact.
Into it. Oops. They are throwing everything into it, in the sense that any celebrity that they've propped up, that they pushed out there, they are calling in heavy favors. Yeah, from Jerry Seinfeld to DJ Khaled to Ross from Friends. You guys probably might be aware of some of them and not others, but I'm telling you, they are really calling in their chits. So ladies and gentlemen, nice to see, and I wanted to put it out there that, of course, in this day that we feel that not much is being done for Palestine, we are seeing slowly ideologically they are losing so many people that they are now having to influence and lobby governments that they criminalize criticism of Israel. That's a loss as far as I'm concerned. When you start doing that, you've lost. Criticism of a country is criminal? Give me a break. Yeah. And then you're the same people that claim freedom of speech. Hello. What's going on? Guys, let's leave it there until next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Freedom of speech is a hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. That's an hypocrisy part, They're telling us you have freedom to do whatever they want, but you cannot talk about against them. That is called freedom. If you're giving freedom, then talk about everything. They're telling this is freedom, this is freedom, this is freedom. What is freedom, bro? If everyone gets freedom, then a thief will get freedom to rob the bank, to steal something from house, from bank. You know what I'm saying? That is not the freedom. So freedom, I don't know what is that. They made this word is useless. Unuseless. I don't know how to say that.